was born this concept of introducing the subject itself in the opening. And this was in 1997 that he composed it. He also composed another war scene in Hindol. It's a totally North Indian raga, but it's so, the notes just bring to you the drums and the, war-like fanfare, but we do not have any recording of it. Till now, we have not found it, unfortunately. Another Anjali opening, that I would like to share with you is, now in the theme ki idumari he composed. There was this theme Sneha, which is all about friendship. It's about giving back to society. It's being inspired by our past and the deeds of people like Karna and Dadichi and Karna, Dadichi, G. Mutavahana, characters like that, and being inspired to give back to society. And it's about living together. And the main lyric of this whole composition is Kanchi Paramacharya's Maitri Bhajata, which is completely worked upon by my husband again. In the opening, I wanted him to use, I said, can you think of some other way that there is the opening? Because swaram potu pannaradu undu, sollu potu pannaradu undu. Why just mull over it? Let's think about it. I may have been able to activate those ideas, but he was the one who could execute them beautifully. Adila only akaram, because the main thing is we said, no religion, no caste, no creed, no place, no nothing. It is beyond everything. And he only used akaram for that small opening where 6 or 7 on dancers, I don't remember how many, they run in, welcoming everybody to be part of it. Sneha or opening poda. Sneha opening. So thus each opening started, even the music, reflecting the mood of the production itself, which was at that point in time something quite unique and quite, I would say, daring. I think Vasantalakshmi will understand when I say that, because I still remember, today it's the done thing to sing with feeling. If a singer does not sing with feeling, we say, yo, brasha irukku, it's kattaran, kattala irukku, vellinam melliname illa. There are no silences. Everybody criticizes and everybody is using tonal modulation. And my husband did it way back in the 1980s. This tonal modulation was not something that existed. And he has been largely an inspiration for many later singers for dance, for having brought in that tonal modulation. Then there was another thing, again it was a quality with him, pushing the envelope and taking up the challenge of using ragas which are not, and talas, not always associated with the mood, and push it in such a way and handle it in such a way to make it suit the mood. Now, this is our Purandara Krishnamritam, which was a solo production. And in that, in Purandara Krishnamritam, I had divided it into 3 parts, Vatsalya, Shringara and Bhakti. In the Vatsalya part, there was a Lali. How can we not have baby Krishna? It's impossible to think of Krishna without us having been a baby at some time. Lalina, Lalabaina, automatically ஒரு நீலாம்பரி இது மாதிரி தான் thought process போகும். This was 1991. Again for the Vaghayakara festival of ITC, where I was given Purandaradasa. So in that, when he said it, I got a bit of a jolt. He said, Mohanatla panna pore. I said, Mohanama. Normally, Mohanam is not something we always think of. We think of it for very different moods. Then he said, Kanta chapula panna pore. I said, Kanta chapuna, tam takita, ding, takita, tum, takita, nam, takita. Adudane, namba Guddam Ravanan vandutale oru Kanta chapu da varum, some negative character na, automatically you will, that is what comes in. But then he said, நான் லாலியை பண்ண போகிறேன் அண்ட் அதை வந்து கண்ட சாப்பூவில் பண்ணிவிட்டு அது வந்து மோகனம். லெட்ஸ் சி, லெட் மீ ஷேர் வித் யூ.
Ga
so what is it that determines? Is it the Kanda Chapu that determines it, or the notes of the Mohanam? No, it is the way the Mohanam is used, the Prayoga, and the speed at which you take the Tala. It's the speed which makes the difference. This fast up panna idu varadu. Inda laichu panna dhaan adu nalla irukum. When we are talking about unusual handling, Vachaspati is now even being handled by North Indian musicians because it has become a very, very, prevalent raga. In this Vachaspati, in fact, I think for some time we didn't understand what the raga could be when we were hearing it after many years, because what makes the Prayoga unusual is the range that is used. The range that he has used, it's actually from Sneha, and that recording is terrible. Jimuta Vahana has transformed himself into a snake to sacrifice himself. And he becomes the snake, and Garuda flies in to peck at him. So in that, Vachaspati.
Ni ni sa da da ni pa 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 ma ri ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa da ni ri ni sa da da ni pa 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 ma ri ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa da ni ni ri ri ga sa 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 ri ni sa da da pa ma ri ga. Okay, it was a very different kind of
different. It somehow gives the mood of the serpent and the changing.
As against the Vachaspati.
Regular. Then an unusual prayoga I'd like to share, of which we have a little recording, is of Jayantashri. Now Jayantashri, this goes back to 1990. Akshayadhara Pravaha production, which was first called Akshayadhara, and then was revisited, reworked upon, and became Pravaha. And Pravaha was in aid of RASA, for collecting funds for RASA. In that, you see, normally Jayantashri na Marukela Radha namba ellarkume. And the mood of Marukelara is the mood of Marukelara, right? But here, it's a very poignant scene. You see, in Pravaha, try to equate the flow of the Ganga to the journey of a soul on earth. So, how you're happy when you're young in the Himalayas, life is so colorful. Then slowly you come to the Gangetic plain, and while you come, you receive from the tributaries, then you learn to give, like Ganga Mata does. And then you finally, in the Sundarbans, you slow down with age. And then finally, you are there in the presence of the Sagara, the ultimate. And in that moment of absolute poignant, almost silence, everything is, even the rhythm is also very suggestive there, where in Jayantashri, he has tuned Neelakanta Dikshitar's Gangavataranathilenda. So beautiful, where he says that, the poet says, Ganga is to meet Sagara, her bridegroom. And in the joy that she has finished her journey and is going to meet him, she splits herself into 1,000 faces. And then the estuary, in the Hooghly estuary, and she goes and merges and becomes one with the Sagara, Ganga Sagar.